What's up, people? You already know. As y'all can see, we live from the shop. It's another talking through experience production. Angry Ted. Welcome to the Angry Ted Show. And as y'all know, it's your host Angry Ted. We live from the shop, and we're gonna get into this sports shit today. Um, but before we get in, I gotta promo this. Tuesday coming up. Got a new show for y'all. It's called Tales from the Army. I'm gonna have my Army buddy on here. We're gonna be talking these military stories, some of which y'all would definitely need to hear. Some the youth might need to hear some good stories. Some might motivate them to go to the Army and join, which I know most of you get these bad stories and y'all get discouraged, but hear from two people who served and did a good amount of time. And so be sure to tune in Tuesday, like you always do. It's going to be a special live. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get down to the nitty gritty and give y'all some of these stories, man. Have y'all, sit back and enjoy. But again, like I said, just tune in and be sure to look out for that episode. But while we got y'all attention, man, got to get into it. Phillies baseball. Watched the game last night, man, and it's like they say, like the old build you up, let you down. And again, like I said, I'm a Philly sports fan, so these are the things that we go through as sports fans. We go through the highs and we go through the lows. And right now, it's the lows of the low. And it's the same problem. We got players that can't hit, even though we got Luis Urias in here, who's a contact ender. And again, he joined the team, and now he can't even fucking hit. So it's like the curse of the Phillies is going on. It's the same old story every year. You got the same band of thieves in the building. You got the Schwarbers, who fade every year. Now he's dealing with back injuries. You got my man Bryce Harper, who's sitting there complaining about what we don't have and what we do have. It's the team, bruh. It's the team. And then, of course, you got the head of the snake, John Middleton. John Middleton. The same guy who trotted out Taijuan Walker and told us he was a good pitcher. The same guy who allowed Alec Bohm to continue to play on this team. The same guy who signed Trey Turner to all this goddamn money, and this dude couldn't field a baseball to save his life. And he can't even hit now. Why do athletes come here and it seems like, well, for the Phillies, I can't say all teams, but why do they come here and it seems like their whole game is just is tarnished? It's just like they can't do anything. They forget how to play. They lose their baseball or instincts. And yeah, I'm saying baseball because it seems like it's always happening to the Phillies. I can go way back to when we signed a guy like a Danny Tartabull, who is still eating off the Phillies to this day. That's what the guaranteed contract in baseball do. Guaranteed contract, in baseball does. This is what it does. You're paying guys 26 years down the line because they signed a 30-year deal worth millions and zillions of dollars back in the day. And because it's guaranteed money that they have to dish out, because this is what baseball is, which is why they might strike next year, you're in the hole. You're in the hole. Or you can do like with the Phillies being a big market team like the Dodgers. Fuck it. Buy. There's no way that Scooble should not be on this team. Trey Turner should have been traded. Alec Bohm should have been i.e. traded or demoted or sent down. It should have been done. And Harper should have been put on the hot seat. Either you're going to start producing or we're going to put you on the bench, bro. Like my man Buck James used to say back in the day, for those who remember the old basketball games down 15 and Suskew. It's not about your name, it's about your game. And Bryce Harper, you a name, but your game stinks right now. Your game stinks right now, bruh. You're not leading shit. The only thing you leading is in a bunch of excuses. Leading and talking. Which brings me to my next point. Right into my next point. Because we heard it all weekend. I don't know if y'all been listening. The media has been putting it out there. Why do athletes feel like, Philadelphia is such a hard place to play? How is the pressure too much for you? How? When, as a fan, it's pressure for me to make sure my children eat every day. But yet still I take out of my recreational money to go spend it to watch these teams. So you damn right I expect to see quality performance. You think I want to pay for a movie and shit stinks? And I took 2 hours out of my time to watch it? And money out of my pocket? So how can you feel pressure with playing a game that you've been playing all your life? It's a kid's game. It's only pressure when you put the pressure on you. Why? Because somebody's calling you a bum? Because that's what it is? You ain't shit? Now imagine hearing that from a wife because you ain't bring home no dollar that day. Or your children telling you that because they do that nowadays too. These little bastards are so disrespectful. But it is what it is. Imagine that. These athletes kill me. These media members kill me. And you had John Ritchie, who was an athlete. I'm shocked at him. Ben Davis, who was an athlete who played here. How? How can you say that the Philadelphia fans or the environment that these athletes are playing in it's too much pressure? It can make them fold. Well, if you fold, I feel like this. Don't come here. J.D. Drew did the same thing. You see what he did? He got out of Dodge. Couldn't take the heat. Probably was right because we threw batteries at his ass, but okay. Betrayal in this city is you could do one or two things. You could be a bum on the court. You can do a lot of things in this city. But there's two things that will get your ass what they call put out with extradited to another planet. That's snitching and quitting. Snitching and quitting, which is another form of betrayal. And by that, by what I mean by that is J.D. Drew basically told the Philadelphia fans, kiss his ass. I'm not playing here. Told the organization, kiss his ass. Understood why he did it, because the Phillies back then didn't want to pay anybody, which they still don't. So he said he wasn't playing here. Understandable, but he took shots at the fans on his way out. Scott Rowland did the same thing. Went to St. Louis and called it baseball heaven after giving us pretty much 2-3 all-star appearances, no playoff appearances, and down the stretch, fading like a fucking picture going out of a Kodak camera. Again, if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. And it seems to me, like I said, we talked about this before. AI withstood the heat. And this is a man that was crucified by the media. Shit, they had the man throwing his wife out butt naked. Allegedly. But again, and again, and again, I say, he withstood that off the field, off the court, whatever, and gave us some of the best performances we've ever seen by a Sixer in the history of Sixers basketball. And dare I say I put him over Charles Barkley. Another athlete who I'll get to that withstood the pressure. That's because Charles probably threw you through a window. But again, he did what he needed to do, even playing with a black eye, which Philadelphia respects. Injured, hurt, sore, still going out there and putting the work in, getting the job done. Again, he withstood the pressure. Mike Smith, another athlete. And I say he withstood the pressure because he brought us a championship, but he was the most famous athlete for saying this. Philadelphia is the only city where you can experience the thrill of victory and the agony of reading about it the next day. True statement. Because I have been in one of those fans who, you know, and I tend to try to get out of this lately and appreciate, especially with the Eagles and how they're doing now with all the winning we've been doing. Where, you know, I used to be one of those fans where, yeah, they might win the game, but I'm looking for some other shit like, damn, Well, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. Whereas though now, I don't give a damn. 1 point, 10 points, 3 points, 5 points. If it's a W on the board, then I'm with it, especially with gambling. And yeah, I am a gambler. Sorry. Hope my wife don't hear this. Serious business. Serious business. Which is why, again, going right into my next point, there is pressure. Don't blame us because FanDuel is sponsored by the NBA. Don't blame us because DraftKings is sponsored by the NFL. Oh, don't blame us because the MLB got all types of apps with gambling on them. Shits we ain't never heard of. It's more apps than jobs. Don't blame us where you feeding the people's addiction. And with addiction comes anger, especially when you're losing. And who is going to be directed at? The organizations and the players. And even some of them are participating in it. You just haven't gotten caught yet. Prayerfully, you don't. And if you are one of those that are doing it, just do it for the winning side. Because there's nothing we can do about it. It's here. It's there. It's not going anywhere. Y'all like that shit, right? Y'all like them bars. It's not. It's not. So the pressure is going to be on from fan bases. It's not just about, okay, like I said, where it used to be, yeah, I just want my team to win a championship. Yeah, I want my team to win a championship and cover this goddamn spread that I just put in. I want my team to win a championship and cover this bet I put in summertime. And I'm going to segue right into what I'm going to say now. With people not understanding, see, LeBron, I think, understands. And if he doesn't, and his teammates are failing him right now, I think Jaylen Brown does get it. Because he's been in the hoods and all that. See, he getting the real deal shit. Because contrary to what people believe, and I will go over the ratio. I'm pretty sure I did it before. But let's be honest, Philadelphia. 60-40 when it comes to basketball, fan bases. And y'all know where I'm getting at. Y'all know where I'm getting at. 60-40. So let's keep it real. Which is why Jaylen Brown did his press conference where he did it in Southwest Philadelphia. He knows what it is. Because at the end of the day, when you play for this city in basketball, walking downtown and being a bum, ask Ben Simmons. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying people going to attack you or nothing like that. But you definitely might, you bum ass nigga. You ain't shit. Get your shit right. You cost me some bread, nut ass nigga. That type shit. I mean, it is what it is. It's nothing they ain't heard before. Players talk worse than that on the court to each other. And I mean worse than that. You think these guys ain't played street ball before? Or they don't do that shit in the summertime, be in them gyms with no cameras at, and they just calling their own fouls and shit like that? I can imagine what they called each other out that joint. So yeah, the pressure's on. And I think LeBron knows the pressure is definitely on. Because this ain't LA. Yeah, I love LA sports and all that shit. But when they losing, nobody don't even pay that shit no mind. They worry about the next Tyler Perry film and all that bullshit. But here, no, bruh. When them expectations and expectations is high. It's high. We ain't talking about, oh no, next year you can get us a chip. No, we want it done now, bruh. You coming in as the king and all that. You coming in as the ambassador and the face of the league. And yeah, we know they don't let you flop. Hey man, listen, I gotta tell everybody else, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So when he start flopping around and all that shit here, I hate to say it, but I gotta be real. I ain't see shit. I mean, hey, listen, man. Obvious shit, yeah, but I'm going to be biased. I ain't going to lie to you. That's how desperate I am. I want to see a Sixers parade. I want to see what it's like in the summertime to have a parade in Philadelphia for basketball. 83, it went down. I was too young to remember. And although I was there with my aunt, I wouldn't be able to tell you what happened. I remember the players' names, but that's because I'm a basketball and Philadelphia, sports historian. I've been watching this shit since I was 4 years old. But again, pressure for these athletes, it's a joke when I hear professional athletes say that about playing in Philadelphia. Because when you get a chance to perform and you win in this city, that same pressure and that same fiery, what they say, passionate, hate that they say Philadelphians can give to its athletes. Imagine winning here. We see it. You think Brandon Graham paying for a drink when he go out? Especially downtown. Now in the hood it might be something different. But then again, shit. I could see him getting free drinks from the bar on some shit like that for covering the parlay back in the day. This is how this shit operates. It's real. Yeah, we might take our sports a little bit too serious. But New York does. They was beating motherfuckers up. Didn't try that in Philly though. I mean, fuck, we don't go for that. Good sports talk, talking shit, yeah. Putting your hands on somebody, that's a whole nother level of action, boss. But yeah, New York, would you say they take it serious when the Knicks was doing their thing? Huh? When the G-Men won? Oh, what about Boston? Shit, Chicago burnt the city down back in the day when Jordan was on his reign. And the GM, when he broke the team up, they put death threats out on his ass. So it's not just Philadelphia that puts pressures on the organizations and their athletes to get the job done. And it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Because if people are putting out their hard-earned money, they want to see a good product. It's like buying something and the shit half worth. You're going to take it back to the store and demand a refund. Or another item. Or a trade-off. It's no different. No different. And shout out to Rhea Hughes too, man, for defending the fans. She go way back, man. So she understands the fabric of the city. Like, I'm shocked. I'm really shocked, man, that you have professional athletes that play for, umpteens amount of money. And I never do this, because I hate that whole, yeah, they get this amount of dollars. And I know I said it earlier to make a point, but I hate that. What about for the love of the game? Because there are guys like myself who, we look at these athletes like, damn, he got a break. And that's what's up. Not on no hate shit. That's what's up. But when you see people squandering it or not reaching their fullest potential, it kind of pisses you off. Like, damn. Here we watch the Sad Eyes, the Generals, Toddy, and guys like that play on the hard or on the blacktop and look like NBA players better than some of these guys on that we watched on TV. And they didn't get a chance or a break or something happened or they chose other directions in life. Whereas though you got guys that had the right scout, the right connection, or the right complexion for the connection, and they're in the league. And they still putting out the same sloppy Joe-ass effort that they put out back in the day and getting through. if that's what pressure looks like, even now, I got a grandson that plays football. And you damn right. You know what I tell him? Don't worry about the glitz and glamour of what can happen in the future. Hone your craft now. Get the desire and the hunger for the game. The thrill of winning. Learn how to take a loss and better yourself from it. That, to create a hunger in him, a desire in him for the game. Because all that other shit's going to come. Because when you got the passion for something, and you do it day in and day out, and that shows, that's what people see when they look at you, your passion for something, or your craft, all that other shit gonna come. And then it's no pressure. Then it's no pressure. Then when you got the ball with 2 seconds left, it's like you playing it over in your head and over again. I did this when I was a youngin'. I couldn't wait for this moment. I couldn't wait for this moment. I couldn't wait to hear those thousands and thousands of fans cheering my name because I hit that big shot. Because I've been preparing for this shit all my life. Sort of like me with this podcast and shit. But again, let me know, people, what your opinion is on that. Let me know what, do you think it's too much pressure playing in Philadelphia as an athlete? And drop your comments in the comment section. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel at Talking Through Experience 4247, The Angry Taz Show. Again, we on TikTok. We live on Twitch. We live on Facebook. So if you get the chance to catch the show, chime in and give your opinion. Again, like I said, show your love. But yeah, I'm gonna move on to the Eagles right now, man. And I gotta say this, and it's really a shame. It's really a shame, but we know the agenda. We talked about it time in and time out on how the media views Jalen Hurts and how they want to elevate some of his peers over him based on not numbers, but based on what we all know. You know what I mean? The complexion for the protection. And I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna keep saying it because it's the truth. And anybody put it like this. You could drop your comment and disagree with me if you want. You know what I mean? If you do, then tell me why. Don't just say I disagree. Come on here and tell me why. Because at the end of the day, I'm looking at it like this. This man threw an interception to one of our top cornerbacks yesterday during practice. To which, again, he's learning the new offense. He's trying to get the nuances down. And the defense is pretty much the defense been set with Fangio for the last 3 years. We know this, right? And any intelligent fan of football who watches the sport, not just watches it, but analyzes it like myself, we understand these things. But because some media members, not all, some have an agenda, maybe you didn't give them an interview, and this may sound repetitive, and it might be at one point, but it's repetitive the way they attack this quarterback or try to put a narrative out there. It's really repetitive. So we have to have a repetitive rebuttal every time they do it. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the one to do it. You saw this man throw an interception to one of our top corners yesterday. Instead of it being looked at like iron sharpening iron, it's being looked at like the quarterback struggling and this and this and that. You media members are fucking idiots. You're deception. You are deceitful. You're Decepticons. You throw these narratives out here because you want your favorite quarterbacks, Burrow, my homeboy, Stafford. Fuck it. Put Bobby Hoying back in there. Let's go with Bobby Hoying. Let's go with Bobby Hoying. Remember that? No toying with Hoying? Remember that? Oh, no, fuck it. Let's get Ty Detmer back in here. That was some good years, wasn't it? Oh, no. Let's get his brother. Let's crack the whip. Let's do that. No, don't want him. We won't buy him for $1. We won't buy him for $1. And finally, because he had me fooled. Shit, he even fooled Barack Obama. Remember this? Let's get on the Wix wagon. Remember that shit? We got on and got 4 flat tires. 4 flat tires. 4 flat tires. And I always like to use this analogy. We started at Broad Downey with him, and by the time we got to Logan, 4 flat tires. And the tank on E. And the tank on E. We went damn near not even a whole 3 city blocks with the Wentz wagon. And then the savior comes. Yeah, I'm saying it. The Jordan of football. The man who exemplifies everything I just described when I described about hunger, desire, and wanting to win. I watched a press conference where this man said on national TV, now it could have been bullshit, which I understand. Everybody wants some money, but let's keep it real. It was the savviness to do this with the media, who was waiting for him to slip, waiting for him, so they could turn it on him. Hey, Jalen, how you feel about getting this new contract, this new deal? He said, yeah, money is good, but championships are better. Fuck they whole game plan up. What was the comeback for that? Because they was waiting for him to say something about money. Then all you seen in the next paper would have been, all Jalen cares about is money. The quarterback's playing for his financial future. He's playing for money. His life is about money. This, and that. But you couldn't write the narrative. And that's what he does. He's so media savvy, he fucks y'all up. Y'all want him to say something. It's sort of like the LeBron hate. Now, I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan in the world. He's a Sixer. I told y'all this. He wear the uniform. I'm with it. Maybe it's the Army in me. You got green on. You're an Army member. I'm with you. Same thing. That's just how I am. But I'm not going to say I'm the biggest LeBron fan. But again, how can you hate on him? Dude got his son in the league. Unprecedented shit. Whether he can play or not. And not only in the league, told the team, draft my son, man. Draft my son and gave him a contract. See, that's what we're not looking at. You got him drafted and he played with him on the same court. Unprecedented shit. Now, as great as Jordan is, couldn't do it. Because his son wasn't good. And he ain't had that type of pull in Chicago. Or with the Wizards. Well, then again, he did, because some people say Kwame Brown is his son. Allegedly. But again, man's never been on a scandal, LeBron, as far as off the court. Teammates seem to always get along with him, even though we think he's had a couple coaches fired. But they haven't come out and said anything, so we can't get him there. I mean, got a whole fucking school back where he from, which I can respect that, giving back to his where he was born and raised. I mean, can't really attack this dude. It's no different than Hurts. No different than Hurts. Can't attack this dude. And he's a winner. And he's a winner. And he's done something, and I wish he could have did it because Randall was under the same type of scrutiny, and I remember it vividly. Because he's the reason I started liking the Philadelphia Eagles, 1985. When I saw this guy with a Jerry curl looking like Eazy-E playing Houdini on the football field. I don't know no Eagle fan back in the day that didn't want to be Randall Cunningham. But again, they crucified Randall. Crucified him. When again, it's not his fault that Buddy Ryan wouldn't put a decent offensive line around him so he wouldn't have to run for his fucking life. Thank God he was able to escape those defensive linemen, or his career would have been over. It isn't his fault that the only serviceable running back that Buddy ever put him around was Keith Byers. No disrespect to Charlie Garner or Deuce towards the beginning of his career, but that was towards Randall's latter part of his career, during the transition over to Andy Reid and Ray Rhodes. But again, it's not his fault that Buddy Ryan had Rich Bonehead Kotite as an offensive coordinator and we lose to the Redskins in the playoffs, which I count that as the nail in Buddy coffin. I'll give them a pass on the Fog Bowl. They should have stopped that fucking game. I cried that day, people. I admit it. I cried that day. Stop the fucking game. Stop the game, please. Yeah. And the one to the Rams, Jim Everett. Yeah, that was bad. But Cunningham lost his offensive coordinator, Ted Plum, that year, which he was the MVP of the league that year, if I'm not mistaken. But again, this is what happens. And it always happens to this. Quarterbacks with this. And the Eagles have the most that have played here. And I dropped that jewel on you a couple shows ago too. So again, I say, shit, they used to get on Rodney Peete for his way he smiled. The man was happy to be on the field. And we all know what they did to poor McNabb. And even though I wasn't the biggest McNabb fan towards the end, but I still don't think that man deserved to be booed when he hadn't played it down because we wanted Ricky Williams. And thank God Andy Reid was right. Thank God he was right. Because had we gotten Ricky Williams, Ricky would have been in trouble here. With his cannabis addiction. And think about it, back in the day, cannabis wasn't legal. Shit, we'd have found Ricky Williams in North Philly and Kensington. But again, as fans, we have to appreciate the quarterback. We have to have his back because the media members here, they're not going to do it. They got upset and all panties in a bunch because the man threw an interception in practice to one of our better cornerbacks, if not the best cornerback on the field, on our team. In practice. But we're not going to talk about all the other things that Jalen Hurts has done for this franchise. And I'm appreciative because I've single-handedly seen more playoff games in my history of being an Eagles fan than I've ever seen. 2 Super Bowl appearances, which in the 90s I would have gave my pinky for one. Not literally, but figuratively. Then again, I don't know. I was young and crazy back then. I'm a little toned down now. But yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. We got to stop this, man. We got to stop this. We got to stop this. But before I get out of here, man, I got to talk about something. And this is something that's been on my mind, and I've been thinking about it. And I'm not trying to, stop how people make money or what they do with their life and all that. And when UFC first started, it was kind of barbaric, but they seem to got a little bit more rules. They start putting gloves on the guys. This sport I'm talking about right now, and I wouldn't even call it a sport. I call this shit human cockfighting. No pun intended. And what we got to say, no diddy or no homo or what's the new pause or whatever you young folks saying. But I'm just gonna say what I say because I'm a grown man. But human cockfighting. BFCK or BFCK. BKFC. See, I can't even get it out. BKFC, bare knuckle fighting. This shit right here, you even got females doing it. Listen, respect to those who choose to participate in it. I don't know where you at in your life, what you're trying to accomplish. Cool, respect. The promoters who promote it, God bless you. You're getting your money. I'm not trying to hate. Cool. This shit is legalized, like I said, street fighting. Legalized street fighting. You had people with tape, which is what wrestlers do when they fake punch each other. Or they sell punches, as they say. Yeah, I'm a wrestling fan too. Sorry. You might hear that on the show maybe a couple times. But that's nothing stopping a human knuckle from hitting your jaw. And they're not just out there dancing and doing moves, bobbing and weaving. These motherfuckers going toe to toe. So with every hit, it's blood. It's like blood sport in real life. Even though the movie was based on a real life event called the Kumite, which is also a sport that's still around in China. Look it up if you have a chance. Underground like this. It's underground fighting like this. Only difference is there you could use anything. Martial art, kick you in the balls in the Kumite. With this is like boxing with no gloves. It is boxing with no gloves. You have to be some type of special to be in a legalized fight where you're fighting rounds with bare knuckles. I'm surprised there hasn't been a fatality yet, ladies and gentlemen. I'm surprised there hasn't been a fatality yet. That right there, I couldn't ref a fight like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I grew up in North Philly, so I've seen my share of knuckles. Thank God I wasn't in too many growing up. Yeah, I said that because I don't want to sit here and claim no badass stature. Never wanted that. Was always a peacemaker. But let's face it, when you grow up in the hood, it's around. And even then, I didn't want to see it. But to see that they legalize shit like this, we in some bad times, man, when it comes to sports, y'all. I couldn't get no motivation or try to tell my kid to even attempt to participate in some shit like this. How do you train? How do you train? That's insane. That's insane. Another sport, and before I get out of here, and I'll leave you with this, where you have human beings with their hands behind their back, allowing another human being to slap the dog shit out of them. How low have we come in sports where we are hosting contests where human beings are slapping each other to sleep? Literally. Literally. I could not, first of all, to slap somebody, a man at that, anybody in general, but a man, to slap another man, you might die. That's worse than punching a man. You ever heard the term bitch slap? Say that to an individual. I'm a bitch slap you, and watch the end result. The conversation will go from 0 to 600. But we have a sport now where you can actually do it and there's no repercussions. The only repercussions is you have to allow your opponent the opportunity to get the chance to knock you silly too. Man, y'all got to give me your opinions on this. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think about what I just brought up. And again, like, share, and subscribe to the show at Talking Through Experience 4247 on YouTube. Again, follow me on my Twitter, on my Twitch, on my Facebook, and as well as my TikTok. I'll be putting up some briefs of the show where you can see what I'm saying, and you can get a chance to get a look-see. But again, like I said, we appreciate the support. We appreciate the love. It's Raw Sports Talk, giving it to you real, giving our opinions, and you can join too. Like I said, drop your emails in my email box. And again, look out for the new show. Like I said, we're debuting it next Tuesday, coming up. Soldier Story, baby. We're going to tell our stories and hopefully educate the people and give some information to fellow soldiers that's in there right now and let them know. You know what I'm saying? There's benefits out there for you. And if they don't give you the information, you can come to us for it. But with that being said, like I always say, show love to somebody that show love to you. And holler at your boy. It's been the Angry Taz Show. What's up with the what's up?